Well, that just happened.
What you mean, Junior Minion Squirt?
Well, Dane, looks like our escape plan didn't work out so well.
Man, what do you mean, Junior Minion Squirt?
For starters, we aren't in modern-day America. We're in Brezhnev-era Soviet Russia, and our teleporter only had one good use left.
I guess that only leaves us one choice.
Yep. We're gonna have to channel Takma's power by collecting all of our hidden Brezhnev-era music. I thought that stuff was lost forever, but I think it turns out they got a few tracks lingering around here.
Let's go, little buddy. We are gonna need a fast car.
Years ago, we had Johnny Cash, Bob Hope, and Steve Jobs. And now, we have no cat, no Hope, and no Jobs. Please, God, do not let Kevin Bacon die.
I see that you know your judo well. For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Get your hand off my penis!
It took 6 officers to restrain him whose major concern was the meal he'd left behind.
They say you're not supposed to do drugs in class. Then why is it called high school?
everyone. So I am about to put out 30 songs by Christmas 2023. I will cause a media blackout. I don't care what anybody thinks. And if you try to stop me, I will destroy the earth.
I'm moving different. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. I'm a dog. I'm biting the fart bubbles in the bath. We smoking symbiotes. Smoking that Whoopi Goldberg South Egyptian Fur Burger Deluxe Mega Million Scratcher Skunk Bubba Kush. We smoking dung beetle. Dung beetle. I'm on 12 Vicodins smoking on Scooby-Doo dick. We smoking Sequoia Banshee boogers. We snorting that good Buffalo Soldier Tamarind Jordanian jibbies. They must have amnesia. They forgot that I'm him. That Burberry backwoods pack hitting that pussy smell like a Hellcat V8. We smoking shit in a glass pipe blowing the Lord's bubbles. I'm sick in the head. I'm on them Broward County Tic Tacs. I'm on them Georgetown Geronimos. I'm on them Nashville Nibblers. I left my Margellas in the Benz truck. I'll have to stun on them next time. I don't give a fuck if I go blind. I don't need to see the price tag anyway. I'm high on 12 Jason Bournes, looking to beat the cum out of a thick, fresh oak. We smoking filtered crack, you stupid piece of shit. Last guy who ran off on the pack got choked out by some Givenchy gloves. The last thing he ever saw was the price tag on them.
Called the 13th episode of season 3, and the 48th called originally called January 9th, which is actually my birthday. Called Theme 92. Called John Vitti. Called the classic. Called directed by called Sting's actually called against himself. Called in that episode called Didn't Know What to Get Bart called until he sees it called or something called the Superstar Celebrity Microphone called you can called you could use to send called and hope called and orders one for Bart's birthday. However, at his birthday party, which by the way might I add, they had January 9th, which is actually my birthday. Called Theme 92. Called John Vitti. Called the classic. Called directed by called Sting's actually called against himself. Called in that episode called Didn't Know What to Get Bart called until he sees it called or something called the Superstar Celebrity Microphone called you can called you could use to send called and Homer called Homer, he tries to show Bart how great the microphone called it's largely called a voice demonstration called massive amount called back over the radio called here. I'm sure you're all aware. However, when Marge tries it out called down called he called the prank opportunity here. As we all know, Bart is a loving prank called he appreciates the art of a good prank. He decides to have a little fun of his own with the microphone. He pranks a few victims. Among other pranks, he manages to make Rod and Todd Flanders believe God is talking to them through the radio. Until Bart decides he should lower his radio down into an old abandoned well and calls for help, pretending to be a boy who's fallen in. Groundskeeper Willie falls for the prank, and he tells the whole town about the boy in the well. A number of townspeople gather around the well, and Bart explains that he's an orphan named Timmy O'Toole. They're called the size of the well, they're called the 13th episode of season 3, and the 48th called originally called January 9th, which is actually my birthday. Called Team 92. Called John Beatty. Called the classic. Called directed by. Called Stings actually. Called against himself. Called in that episode called Know What to Get Bart. Called until he sees it. Called or something called the Superstar Celebrity Microphone. Called you can you could use the send called and hope called and orders one for Bart's birthday. However, at his birthday party, which by the way, might I add, they had January 9th, which is actually my birthday. Called Team 92. Called John Beatty. Called the classic. Called directed by. Called Stings actually. Called against himself. Called in that episode called Know What to Get Bart. Called until he sees it. Called or something called the Superstar Celebrity Microphone. Called you can called you could use the send called and Homer called Homer, he tries to show Bart how great the microphone called it's larger called a voice demonstration called massive amount called backward radio called here. I'm sure you're all aware. However, when Mark tries it out called down called he called the prank opportunity here. As we all know, Bart is a loving prank about the prank, and kind of cruel. Call it cruel. They leave him in the well. Marge asks, please, what they're doing to help Bart. No, she's a mother. Her son is missing. Chief Wibblicum says, because he tricked the whole town, very little people want the police to help. Mayor Crimby considers it, but in the wake of negative public opinion, he renounces his support, and he actually proclaims to the whole town, let him stay down there, which, I mean, reflective of our political situation today, people only care about clicks and views. It's a powerful scene. It's hard to watch even. Later that evening, Marge and Homer return and they drop him down a sweater, God rest their soul. And as Bart thinks about his situation, he thinks he's going to be trapped down there for the rest of his life, well into his 30s. And Homer suddenly, God rest his soul, is inspired to dig a tunnel to get him out. Before long, a number of the other citizens, even Sting, have joined in the efforts. They love to see a father loving his son. And then, after several days, they finally make it to Bart. Homer assures them they'll make sure that no one else will ever fall down the well. And so, groundskeeper Willie, God bless his soul, puts up a small sign saying, caution, well. He says, that should do it. Sorry, I'm not Scottish, but just a Willie fan who's finding his way. Man, it's really powerful stuff.
I lost. And it sucks. And I'm very, very...
what you're talking about half the time. Why is that? Don't you even know how to be a real Indian?
I guess not.
I guess I'll have to teach you then, ain't it? First of all, quit grinning like an idiot. Indians ain't supposed to smile like that. Get stoic. No, like this. You gotta look mean or people won't respect you. White people will run all over you if you don't look mean. You gotta look like you just came back from killing a buffalo.
But our tribe never hunted buffalo, we were fishermen.
What? You wanna look like you just came back from catching a fish? This ain't Dances with Salmon, you know. Thomas, you gotta look like a warrior.
There's one thing you just don't understand. I'm not the stepfather. I'm the father that stepped up